Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. We are having the first big thaw of the winter. It's been above freezing for the last 2 days. And there's good and there's bad. So the good thing is I've collected a lot of rainwater running off the roof. I filled my barrel in the plant room. I filled my barrel in the greenhouse. So I've got lots of water once again. I was very, very low on water to the point where I wasn't even turning the plant lights on so the plants don't use as much water. I was down to like the very last of my rainwater. So the rainwater is all refilled in the barrels so I can water my trees once again. We've got a sunny day today, which is really nice. It's nice to see the sun out. And everything is melting and the snow is getting very, very heavy. I spent all day yesterday shoveling roofs. So I did the shed here and you can see how much snow is on the ground that came off the roof of the shed. So it was a big, heavy job. But the roof is nice and clear now. I got the snow off the Porsche garage here. You can see how much is piled up against the walls there. We didn't get to the metal shed in time. There wasn't a lot of snow on it, but it collapsed. So you can see the roof kind of caved in here. It's too bad. It was a nice shed. So we've got some jacks holding the roof up and we're going to tarp it. And then in spring we'll have to rebuild it. You can see on the roof of the house here, there's huge ice dams right at the edge of the roof. And it gets really, really heavy. So the two ice dams at the front of the house fell down today. Both the ice dams on the main roof came down this morning with a huge crash. It took the east trough down with them, so it's all a tangled mess, so that'll have to get redone. But at least no more ice can fall off the roof on this side. I cleaned all the cars off. I was worried about the weight of the snow on them. Might dent the roof or the hood in. So I cleared the cars off. I haven't cleared the truck off yet, but that's a pretty tough truck. I don't think it'll have a problem. I also have been up on the roof of the plant room, shoveled the snow off, and I've been chipping away at the ice dam with an axe. I don't want that falling down and taking down my east trough. You can see the chunks of ice down here. This has all come off the roof. Huge, huge piles of ice. Yeah. So I put plywood in the windows of the basement to protect it. Yeah, it's been quite a job. I'm very, very tired. You can see on top of the truck just how much snow is on there, and it just gets so heavy. Once it starts warming up, it just gets, yeah, really heavy. Here comes the Fiat. Snarling away. So my water cube here, as opposed to the Nissan cube in the driveway, it froze very suddenly and I wasn't able to drain the water out of it. And you can see how it's bowed out here. On the sides, it actually bent the steel cage around the cube. And this side also is bulging out. So I'm hoping the plastic is intact. It seems to be so far. So there's a solid block of ice in that cube there that hopefully will melt and the plastic will restore its shape. So I've just been collecting water dripping off the roof. Yeah, it's coming down pretty fast. So I've got most of the overhang off of it. There's just that dam on the roof, which I think will melt without sliding off the roof because it doesn't have much of a slope. There's still a fair amount of snow on the roof, but again, I think that'll just melt okay. I don't think anything will cause any damage, so I'm going to finish up on the roof, do a little more work up there, and that will be it for the hard work today. Now I had to clean off the back porch of the house here. It was just, I just sunk in the snow. It was just piled high with snow, and you can see all the snow here that came off the roof. Yeah, it was really, really heavy work. Yeah, so a big meltdown today. It's nice to feel the warm weather though. It's just fantastic. I am getting spring fever now. In the greenhouse here, everything is starting to wake up. So the spring repotting season for the trees in the greenhouse has definitely started. Yeah, all the buds are swelling. Some of the trees even have some leaves coming out. Yeah, so after I've done all this roof work, it'll be back to bonsai work, which I definitely prefer. On the weekend, Kitchener had the first gardening event of the year called Seedy Saturday. There's a lot of vendors and clubs, horticultural clubs there with tables. And the Kitchener Waterloo Bonsai Society had a table that I set up a display of trees, and I talked to people about the club all day long. It was a very busy day. So I'll show you a quick clip of that. I am here at Seedy Saturday in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. So the Kitchener Waterloo Bonsai Society, we've put a display together here. So I brought in some trees to put on display. So here is my larch forest. I've got my sarissa here. And I have my northern bog forest. And it still has snow on it. It didn't melt in the car ride here. And it's just slowly melting throughout the day. Yeah, so there's lots of clubs and vendors here. And lots of activity, and it's at the Kitchener Library. So it's a nice big room, lots of light. Yeah, so that's the Kitchener Waterloo Bonsai Society's table, and I'm answering lots of questions about the club and trees and getting lots of interest in the hobby. Because it's above freezing now, the roads have dried up to dry pavement. So Julian and I took the Fiat Abarth out for a snort this morning. It sure was fun. I haven't really driven it on dry roads very much. It's just been snow-covered roads. So it was really fun driving the car, running it through the gears. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to finish up all my roof work today, and tomorrow I'll get started on the bonsai. So I just thought I'd give you an update of what's going on in the bonsai zone for the last 3 or 4 days. So that's it for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the bonsai zone.